You're listening to Needless to Say, another disgraceful member of the Damaged Goods Podcast Network. Check out us and other great shows at damagedgoodsinc.com.
Hi everyone, my daddy hasn't been too good at these lately. Did you hear that 1940s garbage? I am so embarrassed. I didn't even want to do Take Your Daughter to Work Day. Mike, when you stay at a job long enough, you'll get that joke. But anyway, I'm Sophia, and since my dad forgot how to podcast, I'm taking over the intro this week. Look, I'm too young to spend time on social media, but the few things I have seen show me one thing. Adults have trouble with stereotypes. They get really dumb about them. They get really dumb about people. So let me drop some 5th grade wisdom on your asses. Judging anyone by skin color, religion, type of diet, or favorite music is just stupid. The same goes for anything else. Just stop picking on people for who they are. I don't care if they're into something and you don't agree with it. Just walk away. That's what my mommy told me since I was 3, and it still works today. So why are you still pretending you're important on Twitter? You're not! No kid in my class could stand up and yell and expect people to listen, so why do you? Again, it's just stupid. Yeah, a 10-year-old just called you stupid. Suck it up, you inbred geniuses. You're into making political arguments on Facebook. I look forward to you parking my car within the next 6 to 8 years. But do you know what's dumber than stereotypes? People who can't take a joke about themselves. I mean, I might spend my days listening to Taylor Swift, but I know how to laugh at myself. And I know how to laugh at other things without hurting people's feelings. So why do adults have problems with this? Look, I make fun of my brother all the time, and he cries to mom about it. But he never cries that his people are being treated unfairly. He doesn't contact a support group and call on the media. And he definitely doesn't throw a lawsuit out there because I said some words. He just throws a fit, kicks me in the shins, and we move on with our lives. This week, my dad and his 3 best friends are going to discuss the news. All the news that seems driven by stereotypes, from dead soul singers to our president's former friends, to the Vatican and more. Today's society is driven by stereotypes. And the people that kids my age are supposed to look up to just look dumber than first period gym class. But I'm going to let them talk about it. Until then, here's my brother with a special message.
Guess what, guys? I'm the maestro. Hit my music.
Hello, welcome back to Needless to Say from Studio B. I'm here with Brad and Mike. We got someone a little special this week. First time this year.
And the first time in Studio B.
And the first time in Studio B, sometimes Manny making his grand return.
Clearly he has something to say.
Yeah, he went to Myrtle Beach. You know, I was wearing all the fucking clothes.
Yeah, I got a whole new wardrobe.
Yeah.
You can actually sell tents out there, believe it?
He's looking more and more like his dad every
Is that
day.
what you're wearing?
Yeah. Manny bought a bathing suit one time, comes over to my house wearing his bathing suit, and it was so fitting because it said Coleman. Right away, we were
These
like,
are lies, all
he's
lies.
wearing a tent. That's exactly what he's got on
All
right
lies.
now.
I was thinking he wore a propane tank,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't want to be behind him.
Oh, he's kind of like a propane tank.
Full of gas.
But
But I got to tell you, just based on your outfit alone, you've kept 9 shit shops in Myrtle Beach in business.
That's what I
Just by
that's what I
buying all
strive
this
for.
shit.
I
He
strive.
looks like-
I strive for the little man.
you know what's funny with that hat on? You look like that who's that fat golfer that just smoked butts with his belly hanging out?
John Daly. Yeah, he's the best. John Daly's the
Yeah, like
best.
John Daly, yeah.
Except John Daly can golf at least.
Yeah.
True. That's what I say. I was in Myrtle Beach. It's known as the golf capital of friggin' the South, and I don't golf.
Yeah.
Well,
But,
good to have you here, man. I'm glad you're shilling for Myrtle Beach, a city that doesn't need it. When are you going to start wearing our shit?
Right?
Yeah, huh?
Motherfucker will not
well,
buy
I
one
just-
of our shirts.
Well, why is that?
He'll wear one if we buy him one.
I sent you the link this week. The store is
Right.
open, brother.
Right, finally. All right. It takes time.
Nah,
to get this
but
stuff.
how was everybody's week? Brad, how was your week?
Well, I mean, I had my kids do the intro.
You did.
That was pretty
it was
fun,
awesome.
right? It was pretty fun. Every now and then a broken condom is right.
Yeah.
If a broken clock can be right twice a day, a broken condom can be right twice a decade.
Yeah.
So, no, they did a good job. I think we've said a lot of the stuff that they said, but I think it had a little more impact coming from the mouth of a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Because, we're going to touch on some things tonight about stuff we've already talked about and topics that we've already kind of covered. But you know what? It's in the news.
And
it's stuff that
relevant.
continues to pervade what we see and read every day. So I felt the need to actually make this a point. And what better way to do it than have a 10-year-old tell you that, by the way, if you're still arguing on Facebook,
You're an
a
idiot.
fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the condom that shouldn't have broken.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Yep.
So, other than that, my week, again, looking back at last episodes, looking back at past episodes, I've been sitting in the yard playing these things back. I still feel like we haven't quite hit that moment where we can just go live with it.
Yep.
And I think we're getting close.
We're getting closer. The editing's gotten
Closer
easier.
every week.
The editing's gotten easier and faster. We're running through big chunks of the show. You know what I mean? So it's happening, and
Yeah.
it will happen. You know?
Well, I think so. I think tonight's outline will do it. I had a kind of a come to Jesus moment. More specifically, I had
come to G. Okay.
I had a, yeah,
right.
not on him. Not on him. But I had a come to Fireball Jesus moment this week. And he and I
Yep.
had a lengthy chat. Fireball Jesus, for those of you who don't know, is a friend of ours from the Damaged Goods Network, from the Damaged Goods Show.
Yep. And he's a very stable, well-rounded individial.
That's right. That's right. And other lies you'll hear on Needless to Say. No, he's a great guy. We're still getting to know each other, and we kind of had that moment this week. We talked it out. And, yeah, I think we got some points that is going to improve this show.
Yep.
And I don't know what kind of residual effect it's going to have on them.
Yep.
But, provided they take the fast forward button out, there should be all set.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's it for me. Mike, how are you?
Oh, not bad, man. Not bad. Busy at work. It's been great. Some dude died across the street this week. But it was pretty.
Well, talk
Messed
about
up.
that.
Yeah, let's
Don't
talk
just
about
leave
that.
that hanging.
Well, there's a bar not across the street from my work, and apparently the guy was leaving there. He was all bombed or whatever. He tripped and fell into the drive-through lane at the Dunkin' Donuts and passed out.
Yep.
So at 3 o'clock in the morning, a big Dunkin' Donuts rig comes to deliver
Delivery
stuff
driver.
and just
Because
kind of
hey,
ran his ass over
Sep-
and killed him.
there's a trash bag in the middle of the
Yeah,
fucking thing.
just totally. That's
Nobody put it
How
in
do
a
you,
speed
how do you
bump.
not see a freaking? That's just
You know,
messed up.
but
I
the
mean,
thing is,
he
I
didn't
can
have
see
his
that he's
coffee,
backing.
obviously.
He's backing around the building, so I can see this. He's backing around the building. He's not looking at the ground. He's looking at the building
Yeah.
right,
and
gotcha.
the other side.
Right,
You know, in his mirrors, and he's backing with the big beep, beep, beep.
Thinking
not
that.
Hey, this drunk guy passed out in the middle of the fucking thing at 2:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? So that poor bastard's gonna live with that. That sucks.
Oh yeah, it sucks.
That's
And the other guy's got to
I'm
die
not
with
saying,
that.
I wasn't saying it was his fault or anything. I'm just like.
Do you think he made the
just rare.
rest of his deliveries?
Guaranteed.
I don't,
Yeah.
No guarantee.
He's like, fuck it.
I don't think. I
Hey,
don't
someone
think
got a
they allowed
hose.
him to make the rest of the deliveries.
I'm gonna rinse his tire off. I got like 3 more Dunkin' Donuts to get to before.
Well, not to
4.
get too local, but if somebody crushed a skull in Cranston, nobody even blinks.
No, they don't care.
It's whatever. It's collateral damage. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Another thing, man, I've been amped up about the big show tomorrow. Can't wait to go see
Yeah. David Tell tomorrow
Tell.
night.
David
Yep.
Tell tomorrow at the Comedy Connection. It's gonna be great.
All 4
Can't
of us
wait.
and our wives are going. I say all 4 of us because let's not forget, sometimes Manny is here.
I am here.
How can we forget Manny's here?
Yep.
Really?
And yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good night.
I'm hot not to see.
Yeah.
I can't see my car from here. What are you talking about?
So, Manny, how was your week? No one gives a fuck. Never mind.
Right.
Tell will be a good time. I think it's going to be great to remind us of why we're not funny.
Yes.
I think it'll be good to go and get an education on why
exactly.
not only are we not
Get a
funny,
little humbled.
but my little stand-up dream is going to come crumbling down real quick. All in one night.
Yep.
But we'll drink. We'll have a good time. It's going to be great.
And my little fucking open mic that I have to do still for you is going to be further away after this one.
You know, nobody that listens to this show, including the people at this table, have any expectations of you delivering on that promise.
I made a promise and I'll deliver on it.
I understand.
I'm a man of my word.
You're going to do an open mic, and Mike's and Fran's going to be half asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
And Vader's going to love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it'll be a great time.
Nah. But Manny just got back from Myrtle Beach.
I did. Great. Haven't had a vacation in 4 years. It was freaking awesome.
So what did you do out there?
What do we do? Let's see. They have a wax museum out there that everybody guffaws.
All right, that's fucking boring. Forget it.
I bet you Mike auditioned
If you
for
lead
that.
off your week with Wax Museum, fuck you.
I'm telling you, you had to
I'm
be
just
there. You had to be there.
I saw the pictures and they were cool. They were all like identical. And then there was the fucking Indiana Jones one. That
Harrison Ford looked
it
like
was
wax.
fucking horrible.
Didn't look like
It
a
was
real-
horrible.
He looked like a candle.
really.
He did. His eyes were way far apart. It was like they was
It's
just
hot,
like,
man. It's been hot.
oh, let
been
It's just
let
melted.
Ted do one. You know, like go ahead, let him do one.
Those things are
And they
probably
give him the
melted in
Indiana
Who the
this
Jones
fuck puts a wax museum in the deep south in the middle of summer?
No doubt.
right?
Everybody looks like Rocky Dennis by the end of the night.
It's a pile of wax and two eyes.
No, but there was
looking
some
over.
cool shit out there. You showed
Oh,
me.
they got a mirror. There's a bunch of attractions.
That
in
makes
the
you
wax
look
museum.
skinny.
But
You
they
love
have,
that
they
one.
have a mirror maze that you walk through, right? So,
Oh, really?
so I'm there with my my daughters, and my son. My daughters brought their boyfriends. You know, my oldest daughter, I've known his boyfriend for a long time.
Your son
My
bring his
19-year-old
boyfriend
daughter,
too?
I don't know her boyfriend that well. So we decided to do this as a road trip, only because so I can get to know them better. And I learned a few things.
How many did you leave
Now
behind?
now you want to kill him.
I learned a few things on this trip.
I don't want to hang out with any of them.
Now you want to kill them all.
Neither one of them are gonna freaking
Marry your
give
daughters?
Einstein any kind of fucking run for his money. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, you told me.
My oldest daughter boyfriend, he's kind of like me, because they were doing.
I'm so sorry.
I know. I feel sorry for her
Kid,
too because he would just go on his own and just leave her freaking be, and then but. I guess because they've been together longer, you know. What I mean?
They've been together for a while.
But my 19-year-old, her boyfriend, he was always, you know, they were
Always.
doing things. He was always protecting her, helping her. You know what I mean? So maybe because it's just Noah.
But what happened in the Mirror House?
Oh, the Mirror House. This is great. These two geniuses. So we're in the Mirror House, and I'm going through with my daughters and my son and of course my wife was out having a cigarette, so she wasn't there.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're going through the Mirror House.
She's just going to take the mirrors.
So we get through it. We're done in like 15 minutes. Me, my son, my two daughters, and we're out there. We're waiting. And we're like, where are these two? We're waiting. We're waiting out there for 20 minutes. We're looking at the entrance, at the exit, waiting for them to come out. And all of a sudden, they come out a side door,
The
an
emergency
emergency
door.
exit door.
They
They
couldn't
got
find their way
lost
out.
in the Mirror House. They could not find their way out, and they panicked and went out there. They found the emergency door.
Can't wait
These
till you're
two-
giving
these
your
two-
daughter away down that aisle.
Oh boy, these geniuses.
You know what's funny is we had a mirror. Remember in Bristol, they have a small carnival every year for the 4th of July, Brad's favorite holiday. And
Pride,
there's a carnival every year.
tradition,
Respect.
Heritage. Yeah.
That's it.
But I remember one year they had a Mirror House. And it was up for the first night because they opened late that first night. Remember, it starts at like 6, ends at 9. Then the next day, it's open all day. And I went the next day, and I would say by like 5 or 6 o'clock, they closed it. Because when you walked in, everybody was just spitting on the mirrors so they could find their way through. So you walked in, and it was just like jellyfish sliding down. It was disgusting. Gross. They closed it right down, and that was it. And it never came back. They never brought it back.
Yeah.
Pride.
Tradition.
Yeah.
Heritage.
Exactly.
Manny, I don't know. I mean, how did you get out so quickly? I realized if I saw me in the mirror, I'd run the other direction real quick.
Right?
That's why. I was like, well, this is way too much of me. I got to get out of here.
Manny has 470,000 years bad luck.
No, I did not break anything.
My week was, I always talk about work, and I'm not going to do that anymore.
Well, we're not
Been-
going to let you.
Yeah. But, my niece had a rough week this week. My father-in-law was in the hospital this week, and my niece loves her papa. That's, you know what I mean? That's everything.
As well she should.
And yes. And, he's doing fine and everything's working out. But in this quick, I had this sense of she was upset, and I had this moment of weakness, and I'm like, fuck it. And I started going online and like bought tickets to another 5 Seconds of Summer concert.
Oh, really?
Because he wanted
Yes.
to go. Don't
No.
believe him.
I bought tickets,
them way
because
before that.
she said it that they were coming in August, and I said, I don't know if I can do that, because I'm wicked busy that week. It's a Wednesday night, and I'm like, I really can't do that.
Wednesday night,
And
5 seconds.
in
of
that
summer.
in that moment of weakness and her depression and being sad, I'm like, want to go to 5 Seconds of Summer? So I bought seats. Now I'm taking her to the show. And
Yeah, do you remember a little story about a young man and the New Kids on the Block?
Yes.
Yeah, and how he liked that one album.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the same story.
Yeah.
you
I'm
know
going,
that,
this
right?
is my second concert.
Yeah, but I never bought concert tickets.
No.
That's the
I'm
difference.
not
I
buying
bought a
them for
cassette
me.
tape in 1988.
I'm not buying them. But ironically, apparently their CDs aren't selling that well because
because you're not buying it.
you get a CD with the ticket.
Really?
Yeah. So now I have 2 5 Seconds of Summer CDs coming to my house.
And both of
So
your
I
cars
figured-
are going to be ready and cranking.
Ready and going. Yeah. No, but I mean, that was it. Stupid shit like that. Yeah, I had a moment of weakness. Now I got to go see another show. But the other thing was I do plan on starting a black market plastic straw smuggling ring. If you guys want in, make some investments.
I dealt with the plastic straws down south.
Yeah,
I'm
we
good.
can smuggle some
I'm surprised. As
plastic
liberal
straws.
as we all are up here north, down south, that's the only place I had to deal with plastic straws so far. It was ridiculous.
What it did?
Everywhere I went, you got plastic straws.
Yeah.
Even the Dunkin'
That's
Donuts,
good.
I couldn't believe it. I
Paper
thought it was like
straws,
I thought it was like a whole.
I got
No,
a concealed
no,
carry
I'm sorry,
license.
paper straws. I'm sorry,
California.
paper straws.
Paper straws.
I apologize.
Yeah,
paper straws.
Because fucking California is banning them. Like they're talking jail time and shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So that's why.
I'm drinking my bullshit diabetic seltzer right now with a plastic straw
Yep.
as a giant fuck you to the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
is
right-
this
I'm right
really
there
the
with
fucking
you.
problem?
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
Is that the
Like
issue?
I said, I got a concealed carry license. I shove one in my pocket.
I got
Come and fucking get me.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, straws?
We got
I'll
bigger
fucking-
issues in this world, folks.
Yeah,
it's
then
ridiculous.
fucking, and it's all over the news. That's the worst part. So, like I said, black market, man. When they ban something, shit becomes huge. You know what I
Of
mean?
course. I just don't understand why we continue to make stupid things a cost. I think you, as a glasses wearer, should call for flip down bifocal contact lenses.
Right?
Okay,
flip down by full.
I think you should have
lenses.
contact lenses that fold down for when you're reading and when you're not. And I want you to go to the media and make us think about this to the point that a bunch of fucking sheep on Facebook
follow
will
you.
start a
Exactly.
cause, okay, and start a hashtag. You know, we'll call it C2. All right? And then you just, I need flip down fucking contact
Yeah.
lenses.
Right?
Okay, because that's how dumb that is. It's a dumb statement. It's a dumb joke. And it's a dumb thing to
fucking
argue
thing
about.
And the fact that it's all over the news, it's taken over this fucking thing. No plastic straws. Jail, like fines and jail time for plastic straws. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Do you know what I want to see? I want to see a fucking anti-straw protester die and
Right.
have an EMT come and open up his windpipe with a plastic fucking straw.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
Exactly.
Let me rephrase that. I hope he dies.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, let's at least save him with the plastic fucking
Yeah, a
straw.
bendy one.
That's right. Yeah, somebody blowing up crazy straw.
Have
Have him make that whistling noise.
with that little spinner on it. Woo!
But the other thing that's been in the news all week, well, not all week, since yesterday, was
Well, it kind of has been.
Aretha.
Yeah, it has been all week.
Aretha. Well, yeah, because it was coming into an
everybody's been
inevitable
waiting.
end. You know, and Aretha Franklin, PASSED. You know,
She found out what it meant to her.
exactly. You know, yeah, it's Aretha Franklin passed away.
So your
And
Aretha,
you know what?
Franklin
we make it-
died.
Urethra Franklin.
died.
No.
Sweet.
She
Aretha,
had a blockage.
Aretha Franklin passed away. And you know what? We bust a lot of balls about people. Listen, she didn't hang herself. She didn't do anything ridiculous. She didn't OD on drugs in the gutter. She got old
got
and passed
lucky.
away.
From
You know,
cancer.
from cancer.
Yeah.
And-
And she did it with dignity.
And she did it with dignity.
because
Even
last
though
year
she wanted just a little bit more time. Just a little bit.
Stop. Just stop.
No.
last year she said flat out, she's like, guys, can't tour anymore.
Can't, yeah.
I am not well.
Yes.
You know, we've all known Aretha Franklin. Most of us at this table remember her from like the Blues Brothers and
Yes.
all the other shows. She was a big girl.
Yeah.
Okay, the last couple of years, not so big.
Not so big. Yeah.
Okay, apparently she was 80 pounds when she died.
Really?
Okay, which is not a way to go out.
No.
She didn't want to go on stage looking sickly, so she'd say,
I can't do it.
I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm done. And you know what? My hat is tipped to anybody who has the self-respect to kind of tap out when the going is good.
Yep.
She still had her voice the last time she sang. I think the last couple shows she did last year, she didn't sound so good. Everybody was just more
She's
respectful.
fucking old with cancer.
Well, but
God
that was
damn.
just it.
You know?
You know what? Don't take those shows either. But she tapped out of the tour.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to milk this woman. And then she went and laid down.
Yes.
And the last week, things got worse.
Yep.
And she went to HOSPICE. And that was it. And
Yep.
but she had
So wrong.
a good run.
Yes.
And she was surrounded by people staring at her. And my favorite headline of the week, Stevie Wonder goes to see Aretha Franklin one last time.
Oh, my Lord. You gotta be kidding me.
And
no, that's a real
in
headline.
Stevie Wonder's blog, it was also the first.
Unbelievable.
No, I mean, she did a good job. You know,
No,
she was the
you can't-
opposite of all the assholes we
Shit
make
that
fun
we
of.
make fun of. Yes.
We never made fun of David Bowie. Do you know why? Because he did it with
Because he
dignity.
did it with dignity. Yes.
Aretha Franklin did it with dignity. Our hat is tipped. She did more for music. Even the shit that we listen to did way more for music than she
Absolutely.
didn't.
Hell yeah.
She
and-
was the queen of soul.
And
Like you said,
she was killed in the Blues Brothers.
she broke boundaries. She was the first woman to be inducted into the Rock and
Wait
Roll
a
Hall of
minute.
Fame.
I thought that was what's her name? Wasn't that Patti LaBelle?
Oh, no.
I'm fucking
Oh,
Fox
no.
News.
But Fox News got that wrong. Yes, they did. Yeah. That was the greatest thing I've ever seen. A big,
Yeah.
beautiful image of Aretha Franklin in her prime
Yeah.
right up front. And then a gorgeous background image of Patti LaBelle just singing the blues,
Yeah.
baby.
and it's so funny because you know there was some like 24-year-old
I had
kid in
no
the
idea.
editing room like not knowing what's going. Okay, splice this together, get this going.
There was a 19-year-old Aryan intern. They
Yeah.
got this kid up there and they said, okay, put your arm down. Okay, stop zig-hying. We need you
Yeah.
to get a picture very quickly of Aretha
That
Franklin.
is so
Yeah.
fucked up.
And
I
he
mean, it's
typed
not-
in black soul singers.
Yeah.
And
It's
Patti
so
LaBelle
messed
can-
up. It's not like all black people don't look the same. I mean, it's
Exactly,
Not,
yeah.
It's not like they're Chinese or Mexican or anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
It's not, they're black. They're not fucking.
Hold up. This segment brought to you by new movie Crazy Rich Asians.
Who's watching that?
shoot.
Come on, who's gonna watch that movie?
Nobody. Everybody's eyes are half shut. No, just
Stop.
kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke.
It's the kind of joke they make in Myrtle Beach. Manny, chime in.
Okay. No, but I mean, she, like I said, she was first woman inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Not only that, she was a black woman. You know what I mean? And this is a woman who went through shit through those times where black people were so persecuted.
She went
And
through a lot of shit.
She went through a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And she's the queen of, and she is the queen of soul. You know what I mean? So that just goes to show if you've got the determination and the motivation to rise above that stuff and not let it bother you and go forward, you become Aretha Franklin, who no matter what, any white person you turn to is like, oh shit, Aretha Franklin died. You know what I mean?
She transcended the race thing. She transcended the bias
that's
thing.
What I'm getting at.
Yeah,
yes,
and,
that's what I was trying to get.
And
at.
you know what I hate about white people, and we are among them. This table's as white as it gets. But the one thing I hate about white people is they immediately want to start pointing out minutia. Yeah. You know, absolute nonsense. She died on the same day as Elvis.
Yep. And Madonna's birthday.
But she died on the same day as Elvis because it was a fucking coincidence. You social media
exactly.
horse.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Elvis, it would have been somebody else because people die every day.
I saw a white guy actually try to make a point because he wanted to show how, and here's my word again, how aware he was by saying she also died on the same day as Babe Ruth. Which is only noteworthy because all of these famous people were at their best when they were fucking fat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's it.
Well, Aretha wasn't.
Well,
You
not
know
at the
what's
end.
funny, though?
Not at the end.
And
Shit, I'll never lose weight.
Aretha didn't die in the toilet because she OD'd on drugs. And granted, she was heavy and stuff, but, Babe Ruth led a hell of a fucking lifestyle between drinking and smoking and all that stuff. And that wasn't
But why
her.
would anybody make some kind of parallel between Aretha Franklin and Babe Ruth? Why? Because they were fat Americans. Mm-hmm. Okay, and there's a 1 in 365-day chance.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your odds.
Because fucking 300 fat Americans died while we talked about that.
I think.
Hey, I'm still fucking here. Shut up.
I was going to say 2 fat Americans may die from talking about that.
It's fucking hot.
But I think the best fat American that talked about this was Donald Trump.
Right.
Donald Trump had an opportunity to actually show that he's not racist because he's currently in the middle of a verbal Twitter war with a former hiree from The Apprentice, Omarosa.
Yeah, that he gave the job to.
Yes.
Like, he gave her the job.
He had the opportunity to do something really good this week. And he says, I remember Aretha Franklin as someone who worked for me. Which he could say about Paco, the mail boy.
Yeah.
Which he could say about Jesus, the lawn boy.
Yeah.
Not lying.
Which he could say about Mike, the non-working guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He never worked. Yeah, but he never worked for him. No.
Yeah, but Mike would definitely, Mike would definitely latch
At least
on to
he's
Trump
not lying.
International.
He's not lying. That's the only way he remembers her.
But Donald Trump did this. And, just as much as you want to believe that Donald Trump really isn't the asshole everybody portrays him to be, some of us in this country are trying to believe in this man. We're trying to believe in the office. We're trying to believe that our president is going to rise above all this nonsense. And yet our president continues to do things to make us not believe. Yeah. Okay, believe me, I'm no card-carrying Democrat. I'm also no card-carrying Republican. What I really am tired of is bullshit reporting about things that don't matter. But when a legend dies, like Aretha Franklin, and the president has 280 characters at his disposal, and he's got a phone in front of him, and he has 2 fingers not attached to a golf club. He could actually fucking use them. He could type something meaningful. Be like, I love Aretha Franklin. Thank you so much for your contributions to music and society. Yeah. That man proved he gives less than a shit about Aretha Franklin, about music, and about culture.
Yep.
And anybody who thought he was racist really has a lot to go with now.
Yeah.
He's kind of feeding the gun here.
That's
whether or not he is irrelevant.
How long do you think he actually fucking had to even fucking talk about this at the White House?
Why is he even doing his own
10
Twitter?
minutes?
He should be running a country.
Yeah.
He is running the country, and he's doing a fucking damn good job, if you ask me.
He's, you know what? He's done a lot of things that are great, but the worst thing he's done is opened his mouth.
Well, when he opens his mouth and he starts typing, that's one thing.
That's
but
the
running
thing.
the country and running,
You know what I mean?
running,
No,
doing
I just kind of
everything
wish
else.
he just put out the
He's doing things
platitude.
that are working.
Yeah.
He's doing things that are working.
He needs
all
to,
I
what
give
he
a
needs
fuck
to do
about.
is
You know?
stick with his
Exactly.
That's all I give a
economy.
fuck
That's
about.
his
The
great-
Twitter shit.
great-
The
great
Twitter
with the
shit, you can turn it
economy.
off. You don't have to
Yep.
fucking
He needs to
read
keep
it.
his freaking mouth shut.
But
is what he
everything
needs
else-
to do.
That's
He'll
what,
be
like
fine.
like they said, like that Vermont that's been in the news this week, and I know we don't have, but that person running in Vermont, that transgender, they're making a huge deal about the fact that this person is transgender. And if I lived in Vermont, my thing would be like, can they do the job? Are they the best person for the job?
And
Are
just
they
for the
qualified?
record, that's the
Because-
best pronoun.
because-
They.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because my thing is, can they do the job? That's it.
what should
Because
matter.
I don't give a fuck what your preference is. Can you run my state?
Right.
Am I
That's
going to be?
exactly what
Am I
should
going to
matter.
have a job tomorrow? Are my potholes going to be filled in my street? You know what I mean? Is my economy going to be okay?
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck what you do in
I
your
don't care
private
if you're
life.
transgender or if
You
you're
know
some
what I mean?
douchebag freaking
Yeah.
Twitter and fucking whatever. I don't care about
You know,
that shit. I don't
can
read
you
any of
do
that
the
crap
job?
anyway?
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
I need my maple syrup futures to be secure.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
No, I'm with
Pancakes.
you, man. I mean, I don't care because they're all faceless people anyway. They go into Washington and they do what they do. It doesn't really matter if we see them or not or what their preferences are or
Yep.
not. It all matters, what are you going to do for me today? Not what are you planning to do 3 years down
Yeah,
the line.
no
I need an
promises.
answer now. But that's what bothers me about our president right now. Not because of all the good things he's doing. I'm all in support of that. Okay, I support the office of the president of the United
Yes,
States.
exactly.
And I think everybody at this table would agree.
Yes.
But why do you have time in your day to tweet as much as you do? All I want you to do is run this fucking country. And based on what I can gather, there's enough things to be fixed that you don't have time to spit 280 characters out about Aretha Franklin that was really misguided.
Yeah.
Hire somebody to do your fucking job for Twitter and social media.
Well, at the rate he fires people, that's the thing. Is he probably does. He's like, "Hey, tweet this." And they're like, "Really?
yeah.
Right.
Okay, I'll do it." You know, because they don't want to
That's
get fired.
probably what it
But
comes down
I'm
to.
waiting for the phone call. One of us is just going to be
But
hired
the thing
to
is,
the White House.
you know, as much as they say,
I would love it. Needless to say,
you know,
yeah,
as much as they
all-
say, you know,
I
yeah,
bet.
he's racist. You know, he does this, he does that. Omarosa, he hired her. She won the show,
he hires
and
all
there was a bunch of white people. You know what I mean?
She beat out a bunch of white people. on
She beat
that
out
show.
a bunch of white people. She was the best for the job, and he
Actually,
gave her
let
the
me
job.
rephrase that. She beat out a bunch of fucking crackers.
Yeah.
Okay, they were
Exactly.
legitimate crackers.
Yep.
Okay, like to the point where, as a bona fide white guy, like
Yep.
I'm half Irish.
Yeah.
I'm as white as it gets.
So he gave it to a black female over a bunch of white men.
because she was better friggin' for the job.
She was
you know?
better for
you know
the
what?
job.
I'll say this about Omarosa: she's an annoying twat if there ever was one.
Oh hell yeah!
But she's no dummy.
No.
She's no
No,
dummy.
she's totally
She
no dummy
recorded
because
every phone call.
and why is
ever.
that? Because she just came out with a new book and she's
Yep.
pushing that fucking thing till
Exactly.
no.
Well, why did that
end.
book happen, though? That
Till
book
no
happened
end.
because she was basically verbally molested from the moment she started this
And
job.
I don't
physically, he
know.
grabbed her by the pussy at
I don't
least
know about
once.
that. She wouldn't have fucking.
First of
taken
all,
that
she's got
job
a
if
bigger
she
dick
wasn't-
than anybody sitting.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
got
at least Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Manny. Good to have you.
Okay, welcome back.
Yeah. I bet if you're listening, you're saying, but we didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, as it turns out, we left off talking about Omarosa, right?
Yes.
And I guess the Republican Party got a hold of Craig's mic because it pulled out the plug right on us.
Yeah.
And we ended up recording, what, about 47
Yeah.
minutes?
Exactly.
That was completely lost.
Well, at least something's not getting recorded. You know?
So we are back here. It's Sunday morning, afternoon, actually. I'm still nursing a coffee.
Yep.
Craig's, 3 sheets to the wind. He's already fucked up.
Yeah.
But, it's only 2 of us. We had 4, and then Craig and I invented a diet, how to lose 580 pounds in 48 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, Manny and Mike decided that their presence was no longer needed. They said what they had to on the subject,
Yes.
and then me and Craig decided no.
Yep.
So we're gonna fix it. We're not gonna put out a 30-minute episode.
No,
We're not going to end on Omarosa with no outro.
Yeah.
So we're going to finish this the right way. And fellas, if you had something to say,
Tough.
sucks for you.
Yeah. No, it was just a weird thing. All of a sudden, my mic just stopped working.
If we took all of the times that technology stepped on our show,
Oh, God.
I mean, remember back in the old days, a year ago,
Yeah.
when we would record a full 2 hours and it was all gold.
Yep.
And we found out the Audacity ate it.
Yeah. Wasn't
And
recording
we had to go
it,
do
or
it
the-
again. But
Yep.
this time we're all buzzed out and everybody sounds like shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, we still put them out there.
Yeah, we did.
But
Yeah.
our dress rehearsals were always better than our
yeah,
finals.
exactly.
So, no, it's a nice day. We'll start drinking soon. We
Yep.
got a few beers in us. But right now, yeah, where'd we leave off, man?
So we were talking about Omarosa. We don't have to reiterate because it just happened 30 seconds ago. But we were getting into the scandal part of it.
Well, I do remember the two staunch Republicans in the room who conveniently aren't here today.
Yep.
Were really giving us a hard time about this, but now they're not here. So again, sucks for you guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna put out some differing opinions.
There you go. I think it's a shitty thing if you're working in the White House. I get it, she's protecting herself by recording these things. But she's also released a book. Mike made that point. You know what I mean? Her book's coming out. Why not get, you know what I mean? Is
Well,
it a little,
it was calculated.
yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna fault her for that, though. She has this book coming out, but I think the idea wasn't for all these recordings to promote the book. I think the book is just gonna support everything else. I think
yeah.
she's trying to completely upend the White House,
Yep.
and this is why we're now a laughingstock in the world.
Yes, exactly.
We have a reality TV star, literally a nobody that Trump handpicked to
Yeah.
be his. Even though I don't think she won. I think we said the other night that she was the winner of The Apprentice. I don't think she.
yeah,
actually won.
I don't think she actually won.
I think he did. Shockingly enough, gave that role to a young white guy, but she still became the famous one. Nobody can name that guy.
No, yeah, I have no clue who
But
that
she
guy is.
got famous by being an absolute, heartless bitch.
Yep.
And she's showing it again. You bring Omarosa into your White House, and when she acts like herself, and you're surprised that this happened, well, shame on you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's I don't know what is going to be revealed. I try to pay as little attention to politics as humanly possible
Yeah,
because
it's too much.
most of the time the conversations end up heated.
Yeah.
And like we've said a million times, nobody's minds get changed. It's just a waste of breath. But with the Omarosa thing, I think the fact that not only that she's recording this stuff because she feels a need to, but just how much stuff is going on that is worth recording.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is going to be the end of the modern government as we know it. Whatever party ends up taking over in 2 years, it's going to be a very different White House. Republican, Democrat, Independent, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
The rules of the White House will change. The rules of our government will change.
Yep.
No reality TV stars are going to be appointed to staff.
No.
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 And, we're going to try to bring some dignity back to the highest office in the world, or at least what used to be.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But, what is the Omarosa scandal going to highlight? That's what I want to know.
I mean, they offered they even I like the fact that they try to blackmail her. Well, not blackmail, bribe her. They were like, "We'll give you $15,000 a month if you come and work for our campaign."
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
If Mike was here, he would have got to get it. Blackmail. Omarosa's black.
Yeah.
I'm representing, buddy.
There you go.
That one's for you. Sorry, Craig.
But I mean, like I said, I'm not sure. I didn't really pay attention to their full history together, Trump and Omarosa, because I really didn't care. You know what I mean?
I think she actually got a job with Trump Industries.
Yeah, she did. I know she was working there, and apparently that's why she was brought into the White House. She was apparently good at whatever it is that she does.
Well, she's no dummy. I think we
Yeah.
said that the other night, too.
No,
God,
she's-
we're going to repeat ourselves a lot. I don't
Yeah.
know what was on the lost part and what wasn't.
Yeah. It does seem like she's a giant bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they immediately offered her a job to work on the campaign. Now you're firing her from her position that you have her in right now, you know what I mean, in the White House staff. And you offer her $15,000, you fire her, but then offer her $15,000 a month to be on your campaign, your reelection campaign. And that was just to shut her up. You know what I mean? To keep those tapes from coming out.
And so now that they're firing her, now all of a sudden she's just going to reveal it. It's treason.
It's treason. That's the other thing. You know,
But because she went to the court of public opinion and went to the media, she's allowed to do this because now she's more or less protected herself because she can't be like one of Hillary Clinton's mystery suicides.
yeah, exactly.
Like if she ends up dead, we're going to know who killed her.
Right? Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and she's not going to get deported because she's got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
No other countries want her anyway. I don't know how she's going to skate from this, but I also don't know what her end game is. And I think one of the biggest criticisms of Omarosa was that she was always too reactionary.
Yeah.
And she doesn't think long term. And I think that was a criticism of her business acumen. And now, you know, she's taking on the arguably the most powerful man in the world
Yeah.
and all of his rotating cast of men. I don't know what her end game is.
Yeah.
And I'm a little concerned for her. I don't like her. I don't really care if she ends up dead, but I'm more concerned about the fact that they're going to kill her. Because none of this stuff can come out. It will effectively negate the last 2 years of American politics. And, you know, like we said the other night, I really want to believe in The Office. I really want to believe that I can support my president. No, we're not going to agree with his Twitter. I think he's a giant dumbass. I really do. He has done some good things fiscally.
Yeah.
Which is what we hired
What we
him for.
need. That's what we needed him for. That's why he's here.
And I do get annoyed. And my wife and I will argue about this. She was a staunch Bernie Sanders supporter, still is. She holds out hope for 2020 that he's going to.
He'll still be alive.
Yeah. But, you know, I got a little bobblehead of him sitting in the house. Yeah, he's everywhere. I honestly, I want to believe in this office again. I want to believe in my country again. And I will also get a little tired when we don't highlight some of the things that he does well. He is accomplishing things he set out to do
Yeah.
in fairly quick order.
Yes.
He had like 11 key initiatives when he got elected,
Yep.
and like 8 of them are already done, and some of them multiple times over.
Yep.
He'll never get credit for that because he's just such a flaming asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Because he'll like you said, he'll negate that stuff. It'll get put on the back burner. It won't be reported on because he just tweeted something fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
So those things, you know, you'd expect him to like sign some crazy ass executive order like Obama used to do at midnight on Christmas. Yeah, you know what I mean? So nobody would see it, you know what I mean? And, you know, no one would pay attention to it. But so you'd expect him to be tweeting shit when he's doing bad things, but he's not. He's doing it while he's doing good things, and it's negating it.
Yeah.
It's making it go away.
Well, because
You know?
he chooses to express himself on a very public forum.
Yes.
And Twitter, you know, Twitter's dumb to begin with. I think we can all agree on that. But why did he feel the need to call her a dog? Okay, you want to call her a low-life scumbag, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're so hypersensitive in this country. The instant they said dog, well, you're a racist. And maybe he is. I don't know. But,
Yeah.
you know, all of the things he could have typed. You want to talk about reactionary.
Yeah.
That man needs to take 5, count backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
And calm yourself down before you hit send on that tweet. You know, I don't want to get into this again, but he's hurting himself because I think if he was just quiet, just did put things into order, people might actually say, well, you know what? At least he's doing this.
Yeah, at least
I don't
things are
agree
getting
with him
done.
being there, but at least he's doing this.
Yeah.
And this Omarosa scandal is about to just blow everything up.
Blow it all up. And it's crazy. Like I said, like you said, though, it's treason. So now, how do you deal with this? This is a woman in the White House.
Well, formally in the White House.
Well, but I'm saying she was in the White House, sitting in on cabinet meetings, whatever it is, and she's recording this shit.
I really wanted to believe the White House had better security measures in order.
You would think.
I mean, you can't go to Hasbro during a meeting about Star Wars toys without handing over your phone.
Yeah.
And you do get scanned when you go in the building because they can't have any. But that's the world we live in now. Star Wars spoilers are more important
than
the government.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so Trump refused to give up his phone. I think he's got one of your ghetto androids. He's insistent on using the fucking thing. Why didn't that one blow up, huh?
Right? Yeah.
But I would just love to believe that the U.S. government would have a way to detect if somebody's recording. Maybe there's a frequency scanner in the room.
Yeah,
or
something.
Nope.
And
Nope.
I mean, there's got to be. They sweep them for bugs usually after any meeting with foreign dignitaries, anything like that. It's funny, they do. As soon as they leave, they'll sweep that whole building to make sure nobody stuck anything in there.
Well, they never meet in the same places, and they never meet where they say they're going to.
Yeah.
And that's done by design.
Yeah, exactly.
But somebody's got to know where the meeting's actually happening, so there's still always the potential
Always
of a
that,
leak.
yeah.
But Omarosa, I guess they just said, well, I don't want to insult her.
Yep.
She is a black woman. We can't keep feeling her up. We can't keep scanning her because it would be looking racist.
Yep.
And she got one by him.
And
She found an insecurity.
More than once.
Yeah. Well, I'm dying to hear them. They're coming out soon.
Yeah, they are.
And from what I hear, Politico reports that White House staffers are, and this is their quote, living in fear of the next tape.
Yep.
And, by the time this hits the air, it might already be out. People are actually terrified. The Trump's aides are actually saying people are literally worried about everything that's going to be on because they know what they've said and they know what was discussed.
Yeah. And you're talking career-ending shit for people. Like, you'll never work in politics again.
You might all be guilty of some level of treason.
Yeah.
This government is more corrupt than most, and we're about to find out just how corrupt it is.
Yeah.
Omarosa said she wanted to change the world years ago. She wanted to be the woman that was like a figurehead for not only black women, but for women in general. She wanted women to take over the White House. I didn't think she was going to do it like Olivia Pope and Scandal like.
Yeah.
But this is how she's doing it. She's turning it up on its end. And part of me is really happy for her.
Imagine the whole government was run by women. Like, for like a week out of the month, you have to shut down the nuclear facilities. Like, some would just be pissed. Like, fuck you, Russia. And just nuke them.
We blew up a tiny island nation today because of bloating.
Yeah. They all sync up. You know what I mean? It's just like 1 week a month. It's just miserable in there.
The president's retaining water this week, and now so is all of North Korea.
Look at my ankles. Just such Jesus Christ.
That may explain how that woman got speared on the beach, though.
You're right.
Call back.
Oh, shit.
So what else is going on?
But there was, speaking of political parties, you know what I mean? And the divide that's going on in this country is insane. I've never seen it like this ever. You know what I mean? If you're a Democrat, you can't talk to a Republican. You know, if you're a Republican, you can't talk to a Democrat. And there's all these libtards and Republicans and you know what I mean.
This divide has always existed, but it's existed quietly. I think we covered it the other night, but I'll say it again. Voting booths used to have curtains. Yeah. And in polite society and dignified society, it was pretty obvious who you supported without bumper stickers or anything else. But you supported who you supported. And if you were Reagan, didn't they? All of Family Ties was based on this. Yeah. They had the most liberal parents, and they somehow spit out a conservative son. Yeah. And so they made jokes about it, but they never treated Alex like a bad person. No. They made fun of some of the politics that happened, but it never got to the point of hatred. And now everybody's talking in sweeping grand generalizations. If you're a Republican, you're this. If you're a Republican, you're that. Yeah. And it's not just the Democrats. The Republicans are saying just as equally stupid things about all Democrats all the time. Yep. And so what happened this week, though? There's the good headline I picked out, but introduce it.
Well, it was Jonathan Van Ness from Queer Eye. Well,
the remake,
the
right?
remake,
Yeah, the new one. He's their hair guy.
Yeah, and he's actually he's under fire for saying not all Republicans are racist.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
People are different.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it, Craig?
And this,
I wish the other guys were here for this revelation.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's the truth. Not every Republican is a racist. Not every Republican wants to run over Mexicans. You know what I mean?
Not every Democrat is against the idea of tightening up the borders.
Yes.
Not everybody is red or blue.
Yes.
I've said it in the past, there's shades of purple all around this country.
Yeah, exactly.
All this guy did. And the actual quote is, not all Republicans are racist, just like not all of us are evil, meaning Democrats. Yeah. We have to stop demonizing each other, he tweeted to nearly 500,000 people. That, to me, is a real honorable tweet.
Yeah. Good for him.
Thank you for having a head on your shoulders.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and yet the replies he received, and this is what really made it jump at me, is just how stupid this country has become.
Yes.
And the one that really jumped out was, I couldn't disagree more with your stance. That's like saying not all Nazis hated Jews and gays. That's not even close to a comparison.
No. Exactly.
Somebody else replied, no, they are. All Republicans perpetuate institutionalized racism. Wow.
Wow.
I mean, that's a big-ass blanket he just threw.
Right?
Somebody said, hey, I really admire you, but we're not all in this together. If we were, Trump would never be in office. Republicans don't want to compromise. They don't care about us. They never have. Ronald Reagan hated us, right?
Yeah. No,
he hated this country.
Couldn't stand it.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Even W, who now looks like one of the better presidents in recent memory.
Yeah, right?
Thanks, Trump. He's just sitting smiling in Texas.
He's like, this is great.
This is awesome. He's got popcorn every day just watching C-SPAN. I can't believe that people on Twitter are responding to him this way. And he took the high road, and he's not even acknowledging
He's not acknowledging it, which makes sense. You know what I mean? And like I said, you know, you get all these people running out calling them, you know, racists, Nazis. You know what I mean? They're calling the president a Nazi, a fascist Nazi. No.
That's not what happened.
That's not. Yeah, exactly. And it's insulting. And I think I've said it before. It's insulting to the people that are walking around with the tattoos on their forearm right now.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That were given to them by actual Nazis.
Right.
Who watched their family be killed. You know, and the people, entire towns wiped out. You know what I mean? Those were Nazis. That's not happening.
It was about 4 million?
Roughly 3 to 4 million
Jews. Okay. Were killed by people systematically.
Yes.
Okay, in concentration camps. Somehow, people who are extreme left are saying that's what's going on in America.
That's what's going on right now because somebody refuses to call somebody a boy or a girl when they're not.
I'll be very candid here. I got into a discussion with my wife about this a while back about, something about, we were talking about radical Islam.
Yes.
And you can't define an entire religion based on the actions of a few. And I think most Democrats would agree with that. Also, most intelligent people would agree with that.
Yep.
Okay, nobody is saying that all of Islam. Muslims are beautiful people because they're mostly peace-loving. I got no problem with that. And I hate when I see people who are like, hey, Brad, you agree with me? Like, all Muslims need to go. No,
they don't.
They don't.
There's psychos out there. And let me tell you, I don't like. That was one thing. I don't have a problem with saying Islamic extremists because that's what they are.
Yes,
that's what they are. But I'm not saying all Muslims are extremists. They're not.
So how come they want it both ways then? How come they say you can't say that about Muslims, but yet you got a few yokels in this country who are, let's call them radical Republicans.
Yep.
Who are taking things to the stars and bars level and getting into the racism. Again, how come the entire Republican Party is now defined by the actions of this few?
Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
So you can't have it both ways, guys. If you hate Trump, that's fine. You want your own opinions about his decisions, that's fine. But you can't define everybody that supports him based on the actions of a few.
Yes.
And so I think it's really hypocritical, and that hypocrisy is what bothers me the most. I lean right fiscally. Yep. I lean left socially. I'm very purple.
Yeah.
I have a lot of beliefs that I agree with and a lot of things that I don't agree with or don't coincide with the current government.
I'm very conservative.
To a certain extent.
You know what I mean? But like in when it comes to the economy and stuff like that, yeah, I am. But
I also don't agree, and I'll put it right out there. One of the things I don't agree with, and we're getting in political, but I guess we're taking advantage of Mike not being here. I don't believe that we should be handing out college scholarships to people who immigrated here illegally when we have our own soldiers dying on the streets.
Yes,
you take care of your own.
You take care of your own first.
And then if anybody who gets into this country legally, love to have you.
Yeah.
Okay, then reap the benefits. This is what you wanted. Get here the right way.
Exactly.
I realize we might be alienating some of our listeners. I really don't care.
No.
Yeah, I'm at a point now where I'm tired of this because everybody's like, well, the only people that care about Americans are Democrats. That ain't true.
No, it's not.
That ain't true. I'm actually focused on people, most who are dying in the streets, who nearly died for our country.
Yep.
and yet we don't take care of them. We'll see them at food shelters being turned away because there isn't enough food for them.
Yep.
Yet we have no problem handing immigrant family a free college scholarship because they feel bad. This isn't reparations. We don't owe them anything.
We don't owe them anything.
And they
try to go into, and I'm not just saying Mexico. There's people coming here from other countries illegally as well. But I mean, it's just a point. Like, people talk about the border wall. Try to go to Mexico and sneak in and see what happens to you.
like we've joked before, you're going to end up under a bridge. At least parts of you will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
That top part.
That top part, yeah. And it's the truth. Or see how many people from Guatemala sneaking up into Mexico. See what happens when they get caught.
Yeah.
Does Mexico, you think that a Guatemalan family sneaking into Mexico, getting caught by the Mexican government, are being treated better by the Mexican government than we treat these people?
Yeah. Send them back with a full scholarship to the University of Honduras.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's terrible. Like, I don't care if people want to come to this country. That's what we're founded on. That's what this country is.
Yeah.
But there's a process. You have to do the process.
I have to admit, when Trump got into office, said we're going to build the wall, I thought he was speaking figuratively. I thought he was just saying we're going to tighten up our borders.
Yeah, no, this
no,
motherfucker's
there's
building
going
a
to be a fucking wall.
Yeah, no, there's going to be a giant wall.
I don't think it ever happens.
No.
But the fact that he was actually saying, it's going to be about 25, 30 feet high. It's going to be heavily guarded.
Yeah.
We're going to create jobs. I'm like, what the fuck is it? I thought you were just speaking in metaphor.
Yeah, no. He was like already had a cement mixer going. He was ready to go.
He's got a hard hat on, taking a photo, cutting the ribbon.
Yeah.
I should have known that metaphor is not a word to describe.
Yeah, no,
he's
definitely
pretty much
not.
out there.
Yeah.
Oh, too fucking funny, man.
But getting back to what he said, what Jonathan Van Nuys said, he's right. It's not all Democrats. They have great ideas, and so do Republicans. And you need to work together to find a common ground and hash these things out. And it won't happen because they just want to yell in each other's faces. And even Antifa, anti-fascists, right? Dressed in black combat boots, black pants, flight jackets, shields painted black with helmets on painted black, marching down the street.
This sounds like the best lesbian party ever.
Right. So, and then I'm like, you guys are dressed up like stormtroopers. You know what I mean? You talk to them, they're interviewing them, and they're like, right away, and legitimately just like this, fuck those fascist motherfuckers. They all need to die.
All need to die.
We need to kill them. So
For peace.
Fascism? Yeah. So
I mean, I don't have a dictionary in front of me,
yeah.
but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Goddamn close to
That's
the definition.
pretty close to the definition of fascism. You don't think the way we do, so you need to be killed.
You need to be eradicated.
Exterminated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This sounds like the 1930s.
Yeah. It's fucking scary.
We could do this for days.
Yeah.
We could do this for hours. We really have a lot of opinions. The problem is right now, two of us in the room are almost identical politically.
Yeah.
So, we're not going to gain any ground here, but I think it's safe to say that our hat is tipped to Queer Eye's Jonathan Van Ness.
Exactly. Yep.
For actually speaking honestly from the other side of the aisle.
Yep.
And I apologize on behalf of everybody I apologize for people. Okay, because this guy, all he said was something honest. Hey, you know what? They're not all bad. Not every Republican is out to kill Mexicans.
Yeah.
In fact, most of them aren't.
No.
But, you want to say blanket statements, that's fine. Here's a blanket statement I think we can all get behind. So all pedophile priests should die at the hands of Antifa.
Yes. All right. There you go.
And the Vatican needs to not be so hush-hush about it.
Yep.
Pope Francis, God bless him. He seems like a nice enough guy, but he's out there on Twitter, again.
Yep.
The leader of the religious world is out there tweeting just like the leader of the free world. And he's putting up all these Christian platitudes. They look like they should be painted on like a laminated piece of wood with a clock attached to it. And footprints on the beach and sunsets and lovely trees. He's tweeting out all these platitudes. Why isn't the Vatican making a statement on what happened in Pennsylvania this week?
Exactly.
Okay. The Vatican finally stepped up and denounced the abuse. They're calling it criminal and morally reprehensible.
Oh,
Well,
good. Thanks.
okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for your insights.
Yeah.
What are you going to fucking do about it?
Exactly.
If Microsoft had a bunch of employees that were diddling little kids on the regular, okay, and they had a reputation for Microsoft's reputation was, hey, we employ diddlers. Okay, you watch how quickly Bill Gates steps in and says, "Oh, we're going to get rid of the fucking diddlers."
Yeah.
Okay, but Vatican's like, this is bad.
Yeah.
That's effectively what they said.
Yeah. It's wrong.
We
shit.
We
It's
don't
wrong.
support this.
And this has been going on for a long time. Now, why don't they vet these people? And you go to a seminary to become a priest, right? Seminary, it just sounds bad. It already sounds gross.
It'd be a great movie though, Pet Seminary.
Yeah.
For the discerning pedophile.
But I mean, they need to vet these people.
Well, they can't.
I mean, it's tough. You can't tell if
not
somebody's.
only that, though, they're recruiting at an unbelievable rate. Why do you think half of Africa, tribal Africa, is now all Catholics? Because they sent missionaries over there to recruit them.
Yeah.
Okay, you go to any parish in the country now, you're going to find at least one African priest.
Yes.
That's coming over on behalf of the church, and they're working and they're traveling the country.
Yeah.
They are recruiting because nobody wants to be a priest anymore. Can't get married. Okay, you can't have a sex life. We're animals.
Yeah.
You're basically being asked to repress our urges.
Yep.
And the reason the little boys are there, because they're there and they generally shut up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You can't touch the nuns because they'll scream.
Yeah.
You can't touch. I mean, I'm sure that's going on too, but
Yeah.
you're not hearing about it. But the little boys, eventually, they're telling their shrinks at 11 years old, oh, by the way, Father so-and-so, it comes out in some kind of repression dream.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's released, and that's when all these stories come out. But 1,000 kids were basically paid hush money for years.
Yeah.
All throughout the state of Pennsylvania.
I think it would have been prudent and looked a lot better if the Vatican came out and said, what? You're done. Matter of fact, we're turning you over to the police, and you're going to go through the I mean, these people are going to get arrested.
The Catholic Church is the strongest business in the world.
Yeah.
They have the power to do this.
Yeah.
Fucking do it.
If I can do it. Exactly. Because, they've taken priests from, let's bring them, let's put them here. Move them over there. Keep them quiet. You're not going to, speak at the altar anymore, but we're going to put you in another church in another side of on the other side of the country or in another country. And you're just going to sit in the background and be the guy who swings the incense.
Or rings the bells.
Or rings the bell. Yeah, you know what I mean? And you're done. But they don't do that. I mean, that's what they were doing. Don't do that.
Make a spectacle.
Make a spectacle of this guy.
And start having them rat on each other.
Yes.
Get these guys out of the woodwork. There is no honor among thieves here. Yeah, these are kids.
Yes.
All of them.
Children.
The psychiatric business is making a fortune off the Catholic Church alone.
Yeah.
Just let these guys get fucking married. Okay, let them have a sex life.
Yep.
Okay, let them get their jollies the way God intended. Okay, with another grown human being.
Yes.
Okay, and that, yes, we do support homosexual rights too.
Yeah.
Okay, in my opinion, there should be gay priests. There should be anybody who wants to spread the word of God for the Catholic Church. Let them have it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let them do it. All other, Protestant denominations, they seem to be catching on.
Yep.
But I mean, honestly, if this happened in Pennsylvania, I'd be like, sorry, folks, Catholicism is closed this week.
Yep.
Okay, we're doing a little house cleaning.
We're cleaning
okay,
up.
Please
yeah.
go visit our friends, the Episcopalians. Okay, they're very close. Very close.
Yeah.
You won't even notice a difference. A few extra less Gothic statues around the place.
Exactly.
That's about it. I really think if you want to start bringing the Catholic Church into the 21st century, then you allow them to get married. You allow them to have the same rights as any other grown man or woman.
Exactly.
Female priests. Let it be a leader of a community, not a figurehead in front of the broom.
Yep.
And I gave up on the Catholic Church a long time ago. I think I've been very clear about that. I don't agree with most of what I was taught as a child. And more importantly, I don't agree with the way it was delivered to me. It was forced down my throat rather than spoon-fed to me to see if I liked it.
Yep.
If it feels good, stop. That's the Catholic way.
Yeah.
You know how much you want to touch your own dick? Don't.
Don't. Yeah.
Okay, you got animal instincts. Ignore them. Okay,
Yeah.
go against what God created.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a big test. If you don't touch your dick, you're a better Christian. That's basically what the Catholics have taught you. And now all of a sudden, pedophiles emerge. You don't hear about this with the Lutherans.
No.
No, they're
Nope.
not touching kids.
And
now.
I'm sure it's happened. You know,
Well,
you know what I
because
mean?
perverts are everywhere.
Because the perverts are everywhere.
But it's
exactly.
rampant. It can no longer be a coincidence.
Yeah, exactly.
Priests are, by and large, have painted themselves pervert. Does that mean all of them are? No.
No, exactly.
Can't throw that blanket out there,
Yep.
which is how we transition into this. But it's time for the Catholic Church to grow up.
To stand up and say, if anything is seen by you, tell us. You know what I mean? Like another priest sees it, you tell us. We will immediately notify the authorities, and this guy is done. He is no longer a priest for the Catholic Church, and we're notifying the authorities to do the proper procedure, whatever needs to be done.
I think they should be
Done.
prosecuted by the church and by the authorities.
And by the authorities. Done. Right there, it's done. Now you can look at the Catholic Church and say, well, it's not their fault. This guy was a freak.
But
But when you start trying to hide it,
this has been a running joke for going on 30 years now, which means it's been happening for 80.
yeah.
It's no longer a coincidence. It never really was. Enough already. These guys clearly have sexual urges, and they're taking whatever's right in front of them that
Yep.
will scream the least.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what's happening. And it's fucking sad. I mean, what's scary is we know we're surrounded by Catholics here. This whole section of the state is Catholic.
Catholic, yeah.
There's a very good chance we know people who were touched, fondled.
I do, actually.
There you go. There you go.
And it's terrible. I guess it was the bishops that were actually hiding it,
Well, yeah, it got reported and they hushed it.
and they hushed it instead of bringing it to, because they think it's going to damage the image of the church, which it does, but it's not going to damage it as much as this is.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's not. I find it disgusting.
The Catholic Church is so corrupt anyway. There was a terrible movie about 15, 20 years ago called Stigmata.
Yes.
And a terrible movie, dumb
Yep.
movie. But the very end of the movie, it talks about how the Catholic Church is basically hiding the lost testament of Jesus Christ,
Yep.
which would effectively kill the Catholic Church.
Yes.
And it was basically, don't worship me in buildings,
Yep.
worship me in your life. So he's basically saying all that church stuff that we told you had to do. No, don't do that. No, but that would bury them. It's the biggest business in
It's
the world.
the biggest business. They have their own currency.
Yeah.
It's a country. The Vatican is a country. Small. Yeah, you know what I mean? But
Kind of a concrete jungle.
yeah, but it is. It's set up as its own country. It has its own currency. That's pretty powerful.
It's entirely hush money. That's what they call it, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's incredible to me that something like that can happen, and they just blow over it like that.
You know,
it's
you want to
it's
talk
horrible.
about blind loyalty. We keep talking about political loyalty. Being
Yep.
blind, but just because I support Trump, therefore everything he does is great.
Yeah.
We may know people like that. I don't know. Miss you guys.
Yeah.
But you want to talk about blind loyalty? The people who continue to go to church, maybe you don't support them by giving them a donation every week.
Yeah.
And maybe when they start getting hit in the wallet, because clearly that's all they're about, maybe that's the answer.
Yeah.
Maybe, Catholics are starting to leave the church. And when that happens, then you'll see a change in their policies, but not a second before. And they live in absolute splendor in Vatican City.
Yeah.
And generally, priests do okay. They make a living wage, not that they really have to pay for anything anyway. Who's going to charge a priest at a restaurant?
Yeah.
He doesn't pay. And I'm not talking like high end, but if he goes to a coffee shop, that's on me, Fada.
Yeah.
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 Way to go, Padre.
Yeah.
Keep your hands off those altar boys, huh? Way to go, pal. Thanks for keeping it real. But anyway, I don't know. Just all this heavy shit this week. Do we have anything funny happen this week?
Well, there was a taxi driver who tested positive for every drug on the test.
Hilarious. Let's talk about it.
He passed. The guy knows his drugs. We made a joke about this guy last week because it says Spanish driver tests positive, and we got all defensive at first, saying, why does it have to be a Spanish driver?
Well, that was the whole theme of the episode.
And that was the whole
stereotypes.
And then we realized, because this happened in Spain. So there you go.
not
But he sounds.
Fucking squeals on wheels went by, man. Jeez.
The one guy with
They're
the
all
bro-
on like Vespas.
What was that?
That's what that noise was. That was a whole motorcycle gang.
Of Vespa
It was
drivers.
like the nephews of anarchy. One of the worst things I ever saw go by this house. And I've seen some shit, let me tell you. But yeah, we were like, oh, how come you can't just generalize because he's Hispanic?
Yeah.
And we were becoming everything we've criticized.
Yeah, exactly.
We're becoming victims by osmosis. And then, no, he actually lived in Spain.
Yeah. So there you have
He's
it.
a cab driver in Madrid.
Yeah.
Spanish.
Sounds like a fun guy.
Clearly, the prior 48 hours were just epic. And he still found time to drive an Uber.
To drive people around. Exactly. Like I said, it's still safer than that Walmart self-driving car.
Absolutely.
I would say that.
I'd say that the drug content inside a Walmart self-driving car will still be higher
Yeah.
than what was in this man's budget. Now, the authorities in Spain were quick to point out that it doesn't mean that he took all of these drugs within the last day or two of getting the test. It meant that some of the drugs were lingering in his system, but this guy clearly had an absolute, like a portfolio.
Yeah.
A body of work.
Yeah.
It showed he was so into narcotics and opioids.
Yeah, exactly.
Every party drug imaginable. Like, he's the guy who opens up the trunk and you see a little bit of light coming.
Yeah.
And all the kids from the local universities just flock to this man because he's got it all.
He's got it all.
Yeah, he just lifts a towel in his back seat.
So I'd like to know the exact drugs that are on that test. So you're going to think marijuana, cocaine.
It was, well, I don't even know if marijuana is illegal there. We'd have to look into that. No, a more responsible, more respectful show would have done this.
Yeah.
But we didn't. No, they described it as opioids.
Opioids.
So it
All
looks
right.
like he had some heroin.
Yep.
He had a whole slew of downers. You know, they show our age. I called them downers.
Yeah.
But he was probably running also some crystal.
Yeah, there you go.
And other
Gotta
forms
stay,
of speed.
Got to stay awake while you're mellow.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, basically, the point of most drugs, what you want to do is you want to take some heroin to get really low, and then you want to do some coke to bring you back up.
Yeah.
Isn't that right back where you started before you took drugs?
Exactly.
I've never understood that about drug culture. I'd pass this test, but this guy apparently was just making ridiculous money driving a cab that night. He was all over the place.
Fucking flying everywhere. Like, get in, let's go.
Yeah, picking up fares everywhere and still staying under the speed limit.
Yeah. Imagine hopping into that cab and you, hey, what's up? And then all of a sudden he's all wired and then he's all
Where
down
to?
again.
Oh my God. We don't really understand. I mean, think it cancels out like trigonometry. I think it's a waste of time. But he also had a variety of more or less like roofie type drugs.
Yep.
So clearly this guy was into something. But what the hell was he doing for 48 hours and then decide to cap off his party by driving around?
Like,
up
gotta go
fares.
to work. I gotta put this crack pipe down. I gotta go to work now.
All right. So, you know, I think it's pretty funny that this guy had all these drugs in him because it happens to him. It's on him, whatever. I don't care. But what killed me about this wasn't the crime. It was the punishment or lack thereof. According to the very rigid, very stringent Spanish government.
Yep.
This offense, 54 different drugs found in his system at one time, one blood test. The offense is categorized as administrative, and the driver will not have to appear before a judge. There's a good chance he's seeing judges anyway.
Yeah.
Instead, his fate is going to be determined by the Directorate General of Traffic, which is a real office there. So, in other words, expect a huge boon in Spanish tourism.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking forward to seeing what Americans do to ruin this too. But anyway, so that can't be the best headline we had all week, though.
No, matter of fact, and it was funny, it turned out there was something that I laughed so hard, but it turned out to be from a satire site.
Right.
But they nailed it. It sounded so true. They nailed it with the title by claiming that it was a Florida man.
Yeah.
Because where else would you expect something? But it said Florida man dies in explosion after trying to microwave a microwave. And immediately I was like, it happened in Florida. There's some truth to this.
Yeah.
Right?
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
But then when we looked it up, it turned out it was a hoax written by a satire site.
Well, let's go through the hoax real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, the article led off strongly. A Florida man has had one of the most epic deaths we've ever written about.
Yeah.
26-year-old Bill Davis died yesterday after attempting to microwave a microwave. This is my newscaster voice again. He was in a video call with his friends, and since they were bored, they dared him to microwave a smaller microwave, and he did it. And then the quote, I didn't really think he was going to do it. He is, or was, one of our craziest friends. Yeah, we should have known it was a hoax from that quote alone. Who would do anything to make us laugh, said Michael via video call. He had a big and a small microwave at home, said Vanessa, one of Davis's friends. He put one into the other and plugged in the biggest one, and then it started. He turned it on for 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
There you go.
We all laughed at that moment. But then we stopped laughing when we heard the explosion and the video call suddenly stopped. After hearing the explosion, they called the police and found out Davis was dead and his chicken was burned. He said, he did it to make us laugh. We'll never forget about him, said Vanessa in tears. Please don't try this at home. Yeah. So, yeah, it was fake.
It was fake.
I had, funny, it came from a website called 8shit.net. And that's the number 8, in case you're looking for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we probably figured out pretty quickly it was a
a hoax.
It was all parody, and that's all fun and good. But while searching for this article on our phones, there's no fewer than 15 YouTube videos explaining how to microwave a microwave.
Yeah, exactly.
As well as microwaving a can opener, microwaving a toaster, microwaving a lot of things. So, from creativity comes truth.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out, natural selection once again takes over. And so I really just hope they do this at political rallies and Antifa marches and things like that.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that would be a good
send them a whole bunch of big microwaves and some small ones.
That's right.
There you go.
I think you should just leave big microwaves and small microwaves on the curb.
Yeah.
And then you wait. And eventually, it's like leaving food out for the raccoons. If you build it, they will come.
They will come, yeah.
And I think if you take microwaves and leave them there, all new ones, nice ones,
yeah,
industrial size, and then small ones, dorm microwaves and things like that. Nothing crazy. How long would it be before most of the people we know would say, well, guys,
this one fits in this one.
Yeah. Let's make this work. I also think we should give these same people, power outlets and forks.
Yep, there you go.
And just wait. Because that's what makes this show great.
Exactly. That's it. As Americans, we do stupid shit a lot of times. I think Europe got it right with their outlets, their circles.
Right.
You know what I mean? But America, we were like, you know what? Let's make them slots perfect that a car key will fit in it.
Yeah, and a young finger.
Yeah. And you see little kids playing with your car keys, you know what I mean? And what are you going to do?
I still got those things all over my house. Those plug covers.
Those little plug covers, yeah.
I'm like, if my kid is, you know my kid. We heard from him earlier.
Yes.
You know him. If he's determined to stick his finger in something, no little slide out plug cover is going to deter him.
It's going to do it. Yeah, exactly.
He will find a way. Fortunately, he's not that dumb.
Yep.
We're pretty excited about that. And we made it through the first 5 years without any major electrical problems. But I think that's what keeps this show going. I will say this. I want to raise a glass to you, though, for coming back in here today.
Of course.
And having an intelligent discussion about topics that we may or may not have the ability to talk about when the room's a little fuller.
Yep.
So cheers to the guys who aren't here.
Yep.
We appreciate you. We're sorry you're not here. But, Craig, it was a good chat.
It was a good chat. Enjoyed it.
We had a roundup planned.
We did.
I think we can do it.
I think so.
All right. One of our old friends, Anthony Bourdain.
Yes.
His New York City apartment went up for rent this week, and it went right on Redfin, just like any other apartment.
Yeah.
And then Anthony was living large in a very small place. $14,500 a month for an apartment the size of this garage.
That's insane.
Tremendous views. Now, we all know New York rents are out of control.
Yeah.
Like an actual apartment the size of this garage would be $4,000 a month, depending on how much. But people are basically spending every penny they make on rent.
Yeah.
And trying to eat, you see more and more young professionals in New York when they have those corporate lunches and there's leftovers. Those are the guys taking them home.
Yeah.
Just shoving their faces when nobody's looking.
Yeah.
Because nobody can afford to live there anymore. One of the reasons we got out, $14,500 for this. I don't care how rich you are. That is, again, fuck your money.
month.
A month. Yeah, and he had to pay on top of it a condo fee So he was basically paying a separate rent per month on top of
That's why he hung himself.
Yeah. So, well, that's funny you mention it. Anthony Bourdain's apartment went up. What were some of the primary features highlighted in the listing?
Well, I have a gas stove and broken CO2 meters.
I went with the obvious, extra strong door frames.
There you go.
Like
yeah.
pre-war construction.
Yeah. And Alton Brown cookbooks.
Thought you would have gone Guy Fieri there, no?
Yeah, no.
Oh, no, wait, I had Guy Fieri. I had Guy Fieri masturbation towels. Because let's be real. The guy made more money for and from Guy Fieri than Guy Fieri ever did.
Yep, exactly. I had 200 feet of fine quality hemp rope cut into 9-foot strips.
Strategically.
Yeah.
I had mirrors in every bathroom, bedroom, dining room, hall, closet, and secret drug drawer.
3,000 empty McDonald's bags.
No doubt.
Yeah,
No doubt.
you know that
fucker,
guy.
I'll say this. We've been a little hard on Anthony Bourdain because he is and was a douche.
Yeah. Yeah.
To quote Vanessa from that article earlier. The guy didn't hide his love of junk food. Like, he saw the value of a Burger King Whopper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't shy about it. And at least he wasn't pretentious like most chefs.
Yeah.
Especially the TV ones are like, don't eat at McDonald's when you can eat here for a few dollars more. Fuck off. Maybe I don't have a few dollars. Eat a dick.
Or maybe I just want a McDonald's cheeseburger
That's
because
it.
I like them.
Yeah. Sometimes you want a sandwich, you go to a deli.
Yeah.
You want Subway, you go to Subway.
If I want a gourmet burger, then I'll go to a gourmet burger place.
Yeah.
If I want a flat thing that looks horrible, I'll go to McDonald's.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And we will. And we will. Probably right after this show. I had soundproof walls to drown out distracting throat gurgles.
Yeah. I'm going to read. Mike had some written down here. And I know he's not here, but.
Can you say it like Mike?
Yeah. Automatic salad tosser.
You made Mike sound so gentle.
Right? I couldn't get the cadence that he has.
Well, guys, I'm not going to say the rest of mine except for this one. I think it's a perfect way to close it out. Here, the apartment comes with a barely closeted gay chef friend included if you pay 6 months up front. Now, we normally close out the show with Mike's meditations.
Yep.
Mike's not here to meditate.
No.
So let's do a little housekeeping real quick. And then let's close out the show the way I think Mike would want us to close out. So, social media. If you don't know it by now, folks, at NTS_podcast, Twitter and Facebook. Come see us. Come leave us a message. Somebody other than Joey.
So, yeah.
Please leave us a message. Let us know you're listening. Let us know you like it. I usually hear about it in text message saying, not bad.
Yep.
These are the great criticisms I get. Not bad, Brad. I'll listen again next week. Thanks for that. Also, we are now on YouTube.
Yes.
Thanks to figuring out a very easy bit of technology.
Yeah.
All of our shows are now on YouTube, so we have a YouTube presence. It's the same shit, though.
Yeah, it's just the show with it's not video of us or anything like that. It's just regular flash.
If for some
stuff.
reason your job blocks all the other sites that you can get our same show at,
Yep.
go to YouTube. We're
Exactly.
there now. And if you do a search for Needless to Say, it's us, and there's also a Christian song called Needless to Say.
Nice.
And there's a lot of videos, live performances, all in front of an adoring crowd in a church somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we never really researched this name. Fuck it.
Yep.
I don't care. Merch. Go to teespring.com, search for Needless to Say, and buy our shit.
We got some good shirts up there.
Yeah, we got a little creative with it.
Yeah, we
messed around a little bit.
Well, Brad did. Brad got creative. This is Brad's.
We all had input.
This was Brad's.
It was a pet project.
It was a little pet project he took on, and he did a great job. We got some good stuff.
Well,
up
we got
there
some
now.
inside jokes. If you're a fan of the show, it'll make sense to you.
Yes.
When you wear it out in public, nobody will know.
Nobody will know. And they'll be
Nobody will
like,
know.
"The
There's
fuck
one
is that?"
called Mike's Sausage Shack,
Yep.
and we even put like Warren, Rhode Island. So like people are going to be like, I want to go to Mike's,
Yeah.
and then they're going to end up at Mike's house,
Yeah. Exactly.
and there'll be sausage. So actually,
yeah. There will be sausage.
you'll probably
being
get it
cooked.
for free. He'll shove it down your fucking throat. NTS rundowns, Christy. I know you're working, but I can't keep pushing you if you're not going to give us something.
Yep.
I'm just kidding, baby. Do what you got to do. But NTS Rundowns is live. She does a great job with this. We mention it every week. Please go check it out. And while you're at it, go check out the rest of our friends on the Damaged Goods Network.
Yep.
We had some fun this week. We hijacked Clay Miles' Clay Time in the Basement.
Yes, we did.
We had a good time going on Clay. We were making all the jokes.
Yeah, it was fun.
We were stealing thunder is what we were doing.
Yeah.
Not his. Like he's
Not
great.
him. No,
he's
he's
great.
hilarious.
But other people in the room were really trying to keep up. Just
Yeah.
the amount of comments we were making. And I'm amazed that like we didn't get somebody to be like, guys, cool it.
Yep.
Just please stop. But we didn't do it. But Clay does a great job. He does a live show, and whatever comments he gets on Facebook, he throws up onto the live video. I don't know how he does it. It's cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's got a setup pretty. He's got a pretty good setup over there. He does.
He's got a great show. He's just a lot of fun to hang out with.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, you don't want to talk about meaningless headlines. He does a lot of the same headlines as us.
Yeah.
But like we're trying to find like deeper meanings and things. He's like, no, let's laugh at the motherfucker.
Let's laugh at this motherfucker. Yeah.
And I know we love him for it. So Clay Time in the Basement is one of the many shows over at Damaged Goods. Check out the flagship Damaged Goods. Our friends that are high in the sky at Baked and Awake. Our friends with 2X chromosomes over at Daddy Issues. Also, we got our friends over at Beta Testing. I may have forgotten one, but fuck it. Go to damagegoodsinc.com and you'll see all the shows that I forgot.
Yeah, and actually, we're Damaged Goods just released their latest episode, and we're on that episode.
Sounding as high quality as ever.
Yeah, sounding terrible. No, but Fireball Jesus did a good job getting it in there. We thought it was gonna be lost audio. We were having some technical difficulties like normal trying to get in with them, but they got it out there, and it's a good conversation we had with those guys. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we got to do it again with showing that we have an inkling on how to manage technology.
Yes.
Watching the three of us hover around that old dick mic.
Yeah, that sucked.
It was a throwback to a time I don't want to relive.
Yep.
It was really kind of upsetting, but we made lemonade. We had a good time, and it set the table for what is going to be a lot of guest appearances on each other's shows.
Yep.
So thanks for doing that, guys. With that, Mike did have some meditations.
Okay, because Mike's not here, I'm going to read his meditations of the week.
Actually, we heard Mike's meditations this morning. It went something like,
yeah.
Mike's thoughts on apnea.
Yeah. Stereotypes. I read up on a study from the use of stereotype.
It was like he was here.
Yeah, I was just trying to read it like Mike. All right. Stereotypes. I read up on a study for the use of the word stereotype. Throughout modern times, it showed that the word started being more prevalent as World War II ended and the 50s began. It also showed it's on a decline, with its peak happening around 2008 or 9. So what's the reason for the decline? Is it that people have changed and have become great humanitarians all of a sudden? Or is it that television and other media are more abundant, which makes it easier for idiot bigots to get called out on it? I tend to believe the latter. And please do not attach this to me in any way. Mike wrote this. As Metallica once wrote, sad but true. Brad?
Since the guys aren't here and all the rules are changing, we're going to close it a little differently. I'm going to say the outro. Needless to say, we said it.